So the beach is usually down there. Can you see it, man? Water's way up. All right, we're gonna climb out. Hi there. Another beautiful day here in Alabama as I welcome you to another episode of Antediluvian Alabama, where we know that our best future requires the truth of our past. So what are we saying? What are we doing here? We're engaged in a process of walking out of what I term narrative blindness, right? Narratives about our past, about what has happened on this earth, have been handed to us. Many of the narratives we accept blindly. Many of the narratives we say we also accept on faith. We have narratives telling us of a disaster that spread upon the earth, be it from the sky, from the sun, but it caused global flooding, right? We all know these stories from around the world, from Christian, from the Bible, from really all over the world, right? Every culture has stories of this, narratives of this, that we don't adhere to. We stick blindly to these other narratives, hence narrative blindness. Now, in my attempt with this series to take you on the path that I took to take myself out of the blind narrative and into the facts as I saw them laid bare before me, we have what I have termed on many platforms the roadside rocks. Now, I call them that because they're easily accessed on public land next to state scenic highways that run through these parks, right? I also like alliteration, if that's not already obvious. But they illustrate all of the points I've been trying to illustrate thus far, butterfly, plus one more. Each set, there's about 4 so far. I'm doing bite-sized chunks. We're starting with DeSoto State Park formations today. Each of these is on top of the what you would call canyon, right, along this river. There is the Little River, which is one of the only rivers in the world running nearly its entire course along the top of a mountain. Very odd. You go on this mountain, there's swamps on top, primary springs bubbling up, right? But along the course of this river, there is the Little River Canyon where it's, 90 to 100, 130 feet straight down, right? Then you have up on the West Fork, right, in DeSoto State Park. That's where I've been so far focusing the episodes. You've been seeing me walk down the terraced canyon of the West Fork of the Little River, evidencing all of the debris, strange rock, metal, and quartz stone that's almost like a concrete mixture, correct? Well, this formation is at the top, right, of this canyon, directly above all of the footage you've seen me film so far. Maybe 40 yards behind this formation is the first terraced wall, is the only way to describe it, right? That starts going down 2 or 3 times to the bottom at the Little River. So these formations played a critical role in walking myself out of this narrative we had been handed, as you will see, with the what you could call scaling on it, the way they're resting on pedestals, the paw-like features, the quartz stone, which looks just like concrete, like these things were cast. The square little pieces of burnt metal on the side, the horizontal lines that could not happen, certainly not in its current position, by any natural weathering which we could possibly account for if we were trying to stick to our current accepted narrative. But if we were to adhere to the narrative that there was something that came before, an antediluvian world that was wiped out for ceasing to wear its prosperity with moderation, then we can look at these things with a new set of eyes, free of narrative. Tell me what you see on this episode of Antediluvian Alabama, where we are certain that our best future requires the truth of our past. Good morning, all. From Roadside Rocks. The girls and I are heading out of town. We're going to go have breakfast at the Mad Hatter restaurant first and then go do some sightseeing. I wanted to say thank you for all the birthday wishes here from what I've called in several videos, Roadside Rocks. Now, I'll do a quick run up and we'll take a look at some of these as I'm hitting the road. And what to point out, you can see behind me the shapes starting, right? This big bulbous thing, completely flat on the other side. Okay, I paused it while climbing. So let's take a look again. Look at all this modeling. Horizontal lines. What is this? See, and it's sitting up on that pedestal. It looked like the skull. Tell me how it happened naturally. Please. Big pieces, wedged from the explosion. Look at this, gets flat. Fissure. This piece wedged. Over here, it's a piece I've shown quite a bit. Can't really see it as well through the trees, so let's get closer. Man, what is just under these leaves is what I want to know. The scaling, all over these things. Look at this. Zoom out. What is this? Again, we've got the scaling. All of it made with the same stone mixture. Quartz pebbles and a trap binding matrix. Sorry, a lot of thorns back here. A lot of stumps. What is this? Looks like a paw. Evidence of the metal. So we're directly above all of the videos I filmed with the girls and the walks I filmed yesterday and the river are just below this ridge line. It drops off right there. And these type stones are everywhere on top of this stone wall, you remember from the videos. Now, late last night, I haven't got it up yet, but I did a video walking a new route, and I learned that these stone walls, you know, as I call them, which are right here, are terraced. So you're walking along, takes a 90-degree turn, you go down, you turn a corner, and you realize it's another one, right? Terraced down to the river. Somebody was here, y'all. Somebody was here making big rocks with quartz pebbles and some sort of admixture. See, it's what they're all made of. It's all they are. Somebody was here. They had terraces. They had giant stoneworks, megalith in size, obviously. The rocks down at the bottom look like somebody blew up Sacsayhuaman, you know? And so from here, that first terrace starts 40 feet in front of me. Goes down, terraces again, terraces again. Same height on these stone terraces. It's like walking through a city that got blown up. And with that, I'm gonna go feed these girls, find the Mad Hatter and some French toast maybe. And thank you all again for joining me and for giving me the birthday wishes. I've gotten more birthday wishes this year than I have at any point in my life. And that's the truth. And I thank you all. From DeSoto State Park. And the site of a high heat, high energy event in our ancient past. Okay, we're back at the site of what we call the Roadside rocks. You can see why I called them that. With these very, very strange features. What'd you find up there, bro?
Nothing up here. I'm gonna go to that one.
All right, I'm gonna go over here and climb this one that looks like a animal paw or something. Man, growth gets thick back here. Last time I was back here filming, it was winter. Damn, and the thorns too. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, yeah, much thicker. All right, let's see this bad boy hiding back here. Now, what is this? As far out as I can zoom, try to give you some perspective here. Tree might be the route up. All right, let me finish getting a look around it, and then I'll find a way up it. It's not bad right there. Okay, I'm gonna pause it, see if I can get on top of this thing. Okay, that was not successful. Footwear, far too slippery. So we'll do it barefoot if we have to. Let's go around this side and see what we've got going on. Other than a shit ton of thorns. Ah, indeed. Got some metal. Here we go. It's just weird. I heard something. Look out, snakes coming through. Whoa! See what I mean? Those are those grooves up here from the top. And the foliage is just too thick. Now that spring has sprung to sort of show you the surroundings. So we're gonna get back in the car and keep moving on to Little River. So here we are in DeSoto State Park. This groove, a piece wedged, these giant flared pieces. Look at this bad boy over here. Same type rock, you know. I've got the little pieces of the quartz stone in there. Sorry, moving fast. This is just the side of the road. I pulled over just to get some looks at this stuff here. Look at that thing. This thorns, man, always thorns everywhere. Everywhere you go to find shit, there's thorns. Look at this. Would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? Just look at it. All right, y'all hear that wind racing? Up here on top of the mountain. Now, what I'm trying to show you is everywhere you go up here is this. Black. Signs of the metal. Look at that. It's a little square piece of metal. That's what all this black is. Run on. All right, I got to get back to the car. I left Logan, thorn on the side of the road. Come show this thing off. Look at how rounded that is. Obviously a little water erosion on top of, you know, what was. All right, and to drive my point home, this is just what you find on the side of the road. Here in DeSoto State Park. We clear? We're clear. All right, clear. Carrying on.